Hey everybody, sorry about the wind noise, but today I'm on a challenge. Don't know if I can quite do the full timing. We have 3.5 hours. If you can see, there's a castle just through here. It's a big castle, and I have permission just here where these orchard apple trees are. Now the apple trees are 100 years old, or most of them. There are some new ones being planted in between, but I've got all of this stretch I can do. There are 2 other stretches that run up here, and actually there's another stretch across the valley over there. So I have plenty of ground. Again, brand new permission. Very excited. Also very excited because the lady who owns the ground, in her garden they found a massive cannonball that was from the castle, because Napoleon was fighting here. Anyway, enough talking, let's get started, because I'm on the challenge against London Road Searcher. Really great guy, a lot of knowledge, finds awesome stuff. So I'll see you at the first find. Well, my very first signal is a horseshoe. Now that's pretty cool. Still got some of the nails in. Yeah, moving on. Second find, but in the sunshine, is just a bullet casing. Looks like a pistol round, but it might be a broken off longer one, but I think that's a pistol round. There was a lot of activity here in World War II also, so I'll try and get the date off that later. I will detect and talk for just a moment if you guys can be patient with me, because I'm on a time limit. The castle that's actually just to my left, it was overtaken by the Germans. In fact, this whole area was taken by the Germans during the war, Second World War. And yeah, there's a story. The Americans came, the castle was too heavily fortified, so the Americans couldn't actually fight their way into the castle, so they decided to go and get some heavy artillery, some tanks, and then come back and try and get inside, because it was quite heavily defended. Interesting signal now in the 50s, probably lead, could be another bullet. And when they came back with all the tanks, the Germans had done a runner, which was probably good for them that they did. And that is a piece of something. Don't know what that is actually. Looks kind of interesting. Anyway, don't know what it is. I will take a look at that later. And yeah, the Germans had gone out, so the Americans spread out, spent the night in castle, some of them in the station. There were quite a lot of them here at that point. And then there was a story of them when they were leaving. Fired a terrible signal. But you know me, I dig pretty much everything. And they went down into the village. Sorry about the wind noise, guys. I hope I've got my back to it as much as I can. And they went down into the village. Sounds even worse now that it's out. Just an iron target, I think. And they saw a priest, and there were some men, and they had some women they'd captured, and they'd shaved them, and they were pretty rough looking, bit bloodied up. And the Americans Just a little scratchy piece of aluminium. Rubbish. Yeah, the Americans wanted to know what was happening, so they asked the local people, and they said that these women were sympathizers. They'd spent time with the German soldiers, and I guess they had their reasons, you know, protecting their family or whatever reason people do these things. They were trying to look after themselves also. And when the Germans went, they left these women behind, casting them off, and they were going to execute these women. So the Americans talked about it and decided that they couldn't interfere with what was happening, and so they left. It's quite a strong signal. It's also quite big, so probably not something good. But I'm going to keep you rolling for this one. I won't be doing live digs because I'm on a time limit, and I got to dig as fast as I can because I don't think I can do the full time. Interesting. I don't have my hand digger with me, so that's going to make life a little bit interesting. Well, there is something down in this hole. The question is, what is it? It's a ring! Well, no offense, but if you had a wife that needed a ring that size, wow, could also be a man with a ring that size. There is lettering on it. Can't hang about and look at that too much. I got to move on. 63. I guess it's some kind of animal ring, but interesting nonetheless. Cool. Yeah, shame that they did that in the wartime with these people, but you know, destroyed by the Germans and then destroyed by your own people. No forgiveness in this world, I guess, or not much. Anyway, stop chopsing, moving on. And that is actually my first piece of lead here. Lead musket ball, I guess. It's pretty squished. That's a great sign. That means that the targets are still here. Moving on. Not very exciting piece of aluminium, but actually this one I can see, I will straighten that out maybe later. There's some writing on that, and that's actually a milk bottle lid. So that's my bottle cap covered. Points. Moving on. Not too exciting, but that's actually a hoof pick, so that's my tool for the day. Cool. Moving on. Might be nothing, but I thought I'd bring you guys in for this nice little clump of mud, which actually had a pretty good signal, and I have absolutely no idea what that is. Do you reckon something interesting or just a piece of trash? Ah, the imagination. I'll put it away safely. It's not aluminium, it's too hard for aluminium, but it is light. Don't know. We'll see later. Moving on. Well, my guess is a horse nail, I think, although I'm not sure. It's unusually shaped, and pinpointer's gone, so I don't know what that is. I don't know how high these pinpointers are. Actually, I have to look that up. Got to be 10 inches, so it's probably yeah, 10, 11 inches down, and it was a nail, some sort of nail, I think. Anyway, moving on. Well, I don't know yet, but I might have something interesting here. It was a pretty awful signal. I don't know. My guess is that's part of, I don't know. I was going to say part of a buckle, but I'm actually not sure. But it's something. I'll clean that up later and I'll show you. Ringospulus rex, the third. Moving on. Well, that's a very strange find. I don't know what that is. It's a piece of something. Looks like it's been cut, but no idea what that is. Clean that up later. Moving on. Well, everyone, I finally have a coin. It's actually a Swiss coin. And it's 1969, so it's not silver, but it is a coin. Cool. Moving on. Well, I can honestly say that's a first for me. I found a lot of horseshoes in my time, but that's the first aluminium horseshoe. Didn't even know they made them in aluminium. I mean, it's light, but at least it's a fair old chunk of alley. Yeah. Cool. Moving on. Well, I am in an orchard, and that is part of an old apple picking tool. Sorry about the wind, guys. Try and keep my back to it for you. Yeah. Kind of cool. Moving on. Well, I don't know how old it is, but it's part of a spoon. Oh, I didn't break that. That's good. Anything else in the hole, though? Yep. That's it. But that's points to me because that's a cutlery, a utensil of some kind. Spoon. Moving on. Well, I think I know what that is straight away. I will check the hole, see if there's anything else of it in there. But that was a lovely signal. 66. I've had some really nice stuff at 66. But that, from what I can see, yeah, it definitely is. It's a pocket watch, or rather the remains of a pocket watch. And don't know what it's made of. There is some shininess there, so my guess is that it was silver plated. I don't think it's silver, although it would be really nice if it is, but I don't think so. Okay, really cool. Moving on. Now, what do you suppose that is? Smallest horseshoe in the world? Miniature Shetland horseshoe. It's iron. I have no idea. See you at the next. Okay, well, I don't know what that is. I don't think it can be a coin, but there is something can't be. That's got to be that's got to be an aluminium disc. You know, for a second my heart skipped a beat. I wonder if it's like a pocket watch face or something like that, but no. Gigantic silver coin, wouldn't that be cool? But it's not. Moving on. Well, that's the sad remains. Didn't keep it just there. It's the sad remains of an aluminium spoon. So yeah, second spoon for today. There's not much left of that one. See you at the next, if there is anything. Well, I just found something. Question is, trash or treasure? Oh, wow, look at that. That's beautiful. Now, sorry about the wind. Oh, it is windy. I'm running out of time, but that's a wonderful find. Got about, I don't know, half an hour still. 20 minutes. I don't know if that's a spectacle buckle. I think the spectacle buckles were rounder. So I don't actually know. I'll clean that up later, but I don't know how old that is. Well, that's a beautiful find. Cool. Moving on. Well, only in a challenge like I'm doing can you be happy to find a piece of wire. Yeah, cool. Moving on. Well, that is either a bag seal or a token, but I'm guessing it's a bag seal or sack seal, whatever you want to call it. But it's such a beautiful spot here. Again, these apple trees in front of me, but yeah, it's pretty windy. So it's a very quick wrap up for today. Lots of junk, as you can see. I had some spoon pieces, another handle, I don't know, I suspect that's a fork handle, but anyway, loads of rubbish, screws, random bits and pieces, bullets, plenty of bullets, yeah, again, random piece of iron, a tool which is on my list, there is a piece of wire which is on my list, pull tab, bottle caps, this which is actually nothing, it's just aluminium disc. You know, when I saw it in the ground I thought, oh, hammered coin, big hammered coin, but you know, the cruel metal detecting gods were not with me. Lead, which I will remelt into rounds so I can give to the owner of the ground, because she doesn't actually want anything I find there, which I think is amazing of her, but obviously I have to be a little bit careful and make sure that I keep the permission. So I'm going to give her some rounds that I've made from the lead that I find there. Buckles, got the D, animal bling, yeah, random bits and pieces, one coin, 1969 half franc, a bag seal which was nice to find, this strange looking thing which isn't aluminium, but I have no idea what that is. I don't think it's silver, and it's a quarter. Yeah, it's a quarter of something, but what? I'm guessing it was some kind of badge. Yeah, don't know. And the heroes for today are this piece of a pocket watch. You can see the silver around the edge. So this was silver plated. This is copper, I think, with silver plating. Would have been a really nice looking pocket watch. And this little buckle, which I'm not sure on the age, but I'm sure somebody out there can tell me. Probably 1800s, I guess. Maybe a little bit earlier, but I'm sure there's somebody with a book who can tell me. Anyway guys, very much appreciated. That's the end of my hunt. I will check on the points situation and moving on.